Well, this Saturday night in New York City, Madison Square Garden hosts Saturday night's main event for the first time ever, I believe. Yes, Madison Square Garden, the same arena that has had multiple WrestleManias, including 10 and 20, which I thoroughly enjoyed both of those. Those cards had matches like Owen Hart versus Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon in the first ever ladder match at WrestleMania, and then WrestleMania 20 at that epic triple threat match between Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and the Crippler, who has been erased from WWE history then, now, and forever. Well, this Saturday, card isn't quite as epic. If you want looking for something along those veins, you're gonna have to dig into the archives on Netflix and on Peacock because you're not going to find it. Yeah, they're phoning it in on this one with the card. And I don't think that they even think that they're phoning it in, which is funny to me because what they're doing, they as soon as the promotional material came out for this event, it was all about Danhausen. And we know why New York and Danhausen have such a great relationship because earlier this year, Danhausen cursed the Knicks and then uncursed the Knicks. And next thing you know, they're on an epic playoff run that bled all the way into the NBA Finals, leading them to their first championship in 54 years. So Danhausen's getting love from the city of New York, and WWE intends to capitalize on that love as much as they can because this event is going to be all about Danhausen. Danhausen is on the promotional materials. I promise you, they are going to be selling all types of Danhausen New York Knicks branded shirts at Madison Square Garden. It's all about Mr. Hausen. And the problem with this is there's no problem with having Danhausen in this capacity and at this event. He should totally be a part of this event. Ever since WWE has brought back Saturday Night's Main Event, I think it was about a year and a half ago, they have really treated it like a supplemental PLE. Now, having said that, they have historically done a terrible job of scheduling for Saturday Night's Main Event because it'd be clustered in with every other event that they have going on. So at least there's a buffer, there's a 3-week buffer in between this one and SummerSlam, which is happening the beginning of August. So that's the good. The good thing is it's spaced out. The bad is the card, which we'll get into. So I've already talked about Danhausen. Danhausen is going to have a match with J.D. McDonagh of the Judgment Day. Now, this has been going on for some time. Danhausen has been cursing them for the past several months. He cursed Liv Morgan right before her match with Io Sky to win the Queen of the Ring. So that's essentially the assist that Io Sky got to win Queen of the Ring. And there's just been all kinds of back and forth. So it's fine. It's a cool thing. But again, it's Madison Square Garden. Give people something better than JD McDonagh. We should have given him Dominic Mysterio. That would be great. But don't. I guess they want to keep Dominic somewhat serious, so they don't want him to lose. Maybe they don't want him to lose to Danhausen because he's the AAA champion. I'm sure there's some sort of logic behind it. And WWE has this weird thing that people can't lose. Certain people can't lose to certain people, and it'll make them look weak. And this match would be it would be for comedic relief. It would be great. You got that lying, cheating, stealing kind of a style of Dominic Mysterio that reminds you of Eddie Guerrero. Will definitely have some comedic elements with the style of a Danhausen. He's going to go in and be cursed and all this. And here's the thing with the curse, you can always uncurse him. After the match, somehow he can be uncursed or what have you. Or just maybe Dominic Mysterio they present him as very smart in the ring, which is why he gets away with cheating. I can see Dominic Mysterio having a mirror on him and not getting cursed. But of course, you don't want to beat Danhausen in MSG. So we're going to get Danhausen versus JD McDonagh to get Danhausen a win at Madison Square Garden in front of the Knicks fans who are going to be going crazy for some Danhausen. We've got a women's tag team championship match Fatal Influence versus Brie, Bella, and Paige. This is a Raw match, or this is a SmackDown match, whatever brand they're on. I think they're on SmackDown. This is a SmackDown match. There's no need to put this on anything outside of SmackDown. They built the tag team, the women's tag team division up so much over the past year with all these top women's competitors in these tag teams, from Io and Rhea to Alexa and Charlotte to now we got Paige and Brie Bella because you brought back the Bella twins. They built up all these teams. You had Lash Legend and Nia Jax, and now we're here. And it feels like a it's all of a sudden kind of in the back burner. I would like to see Fatal Influence get the win here, and get some steam behind them. They need this win. And then I would like to see Paige do something solo. Now, this match I'm about to talk about actually makes total sense for Saturday night's main event. Unfortunately, they have not built it in that manner. And that is Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. A couple weeks ago, they had a match between the aforementioned tag team champions. They lost that match. Lyra Valkyria turns heel on Bayley. This week on Raw, she does something that she had a complete character change. And she went from gorgeous bird character to this demented psycho lady. Still came out to the same music. They should have let this build just a little bit more so that there'd be some excitement going into this match. Bayley needs to take the pinfall here. 110% Bayley needs to take the pinfall, because if you're positioning Lyra as a and you're doing this huge character shift, you need to get her a win. So then we've got a tag team match that was set up by Nick Aldis. So Gunther told Nick Aldis that he was going to give him an opportunity to do the right thing, and Gunther wanted a championship match. And when I say a championship match, he wants another shot at the title that CM Punk now carries, the undisputed WWE Championship. I can assure you that is not what Nick Aldis gave him. Instead, he said, nope, at Saturday night's main event, you're teaming with Sami Zayn and you're going to take on Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Which, after that, Gunther goes and places a vicious attack on Nick Aldis, helping set up their eventual match that'll be made probably official on SmackDown for SummerSlam between him and Nick Aldis. You make this announcement, and then you get attacked. Nobody's at all thinking, oh, this could lead to a suspension or something for Gunther. Nope, he'll be at Saturday night's main event. The commentators didn't even sell it as anything other than, hey, he put hands on him again, but we'll see him at Saturday night's main event. This is that classic. This is I'm not going to dog the match. I wish it was something else, but Saturday night's main events have had matches like this in the past. You've had like the Mega Powers versus Money Incorporated or whatever, things like that. You've had those kind of matches before. So this is one of those can they coexist matches. And honestly, it's can they coexist on both fronts. So it could be interesting. It should headline the show, unless they're going to close with the Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson not match. They're gonna have a segment. If you don't know, Jalen Brunson plays for the New York Knicks, and one of his pregame rituals is he acknowledges the tribal chief before each game. He's a huge WWE fan, and so who better to invite him to Saturday night's main event than the OTC Roman Reigns? Would assume this has to help further the angle between him and Seth Rollins somehow. This will be a real quick way to turn Seth Rollins heel in this process if you bring him out and he is, kind of combating Roman Reigns, who's standing with their guy. I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if Seth Rollins shows up with Tyrese Halliburton. You never know. But that's probably going to close the show, an appearance by Roman Reigns at the end of the show, because he's either going to open the show or close the show. I would imagine they'd want to they'll probably open the show with the Gunther Sami Zayn match, and then they'll probably close it with this, or vice versa. But this card is terrible, absolutely terrible. There's so much more that they could have done with this. And to say it's at Madison Square Garden, it does not feel like a garden show. I likely will be watching it on replay. I don't think I'll catch it live, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping they surprise me and do something incredible, and make chicken salad out of this chicken shit that they've given us. But I'm not going to be too optimistic here. But anyway, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time with another video.